Morning, everybody. Friday. Happy Friday. Although, for a lot of people, we've had a 10-day weekend. Everybody being on a lot. Look at this. This is normally a street. It takes me. Good morning, Rob McGuire. What's up, my man? You like my new shirt, Rob? Rob's a dresser. He's a styler. It's a new Ryan Fish. What's up, bro? Good to see you, Helen. Good morning. I'm going on my way to shoot about 15 videos today. Shout out to Josh Kohler. Josh Kohler is a video marketing expert that I'm working with today. We planned this a couple months in advance. And we're going to shoot about 15, 20 short videos that are informational and are designed to help people that are considering selling their home answer commonly asked questions. And we're going to do about 20 short 60 to 90 second videos. I got some new shirts on. I was excited for spring. Rowback. This is like a cool little like casual preppy brand. I like the dog on the front. I'm always a big like discreet. I like discreet logos, and I like the little dog. And it's got this cool thing on the back, like this little red, white, and blue strip that's about this big that goes up the back on all of their shirts. And if you can see in the back there, I had to bring a change of outfits. This is like Hollywood type stuff here, man. Had to bring a change of outfits for my 20 videos I'm shooting today. But I wanted to, first of all, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's, both mentally, spiritually, financially okay. This last 10 days has really challenged all of that for everybody. And I just want to start off by saying I hope everybody's doing well and healthy. And, I'm just thinking about everybody out there. I've been calling a lot of people every day. I'm not texting, I'm calling people and just checking in on them. And it's been good to hear people's voices. But I wanted to talk today about something that comes up not too often anymore or didn't in the previous business and market that we were in. We saw all kinds of people that advertise that they buy houses for cash. We buy houses. You see the signs on the road. They say as is. They say all the same stuff. And by the way, there is a lot of legislation that is being passed that a lot of people don't talk about, but I think is really important for the consumer, that is going to regulate the we buy houses people that don't actually buy houses. Again, it's permissible, it's legal, it's a business practice that's been around for a long time. But the bottom line is people advertise we buy houses for cash, and they do not have the cash to be able to settle on one or multiple properties that they make an offer on. And they build contracts so that they have dozens of options, right? Like if they can't get their partner to agree to the deal, they can back out. If they're not able to pass a due diligence period, they don't have to go to settlement. And ultimately what happens is when you have folks that are making promises to buy homes for cash, it's challenging for the consumer to be able to distinguish who actually has cash and who doesn't. So here's what I can tell you is that even through our 14 years of being in business, we had several cash deals over the course of the last 10 days that fell apart because it wasn't real cash. Now, when we got into the deal, we knew that the investor was borrowing what they call hard money. So a lot of investors borrow hard money. What is hard money? It's a term that's used that describes a non-conforming loan that has very loose guidelines as far as appraisals and income documentation and property condition. It is designed for investors to be able to have access to private capital and ease the transaction for the investor. What happened though a few days ago is that 90% of hard money lenders that were backing people completely shut down their lending because they lend predominantly, if not exclusively, to investors. And with the uncertainty of knowing when those properties could be remodeled, in some places you're not able to do construction to remodel the home. Some people will speculate, depending on how long the economy's down, how will this impact real estate prices? So if you're buying an investment property today that's worth $200 and the bank or the hard money lender lends on $200 and it's only worth $165, 4 months from now, the investor could lose money, the hard money lender could lose money. So they're unwilling to continue to lend in these uncertain times. So what this has done is it's exaggerated, what I've always talked about is the difference between cash and a we buy houses cash. Now, we say we buy houses, but what I'm saying is that, there's Stacy buys houses, Liz buys houses, Jim buys houses, we buy houses, Jack buys houses, all these different places that are all over the place that say that they pay cash for homes. And honestly, it's not a 100% accurate statement. With the way that the law is and the legislation is, they're able to say that. And as long as the contract is written in a way that they have clearly described to you how they will raise the capital or the cash for that deal, it's perfectly okay. I can tell you, I was at a conference 2 months ago, and that is changing as we speak. There's a ton of laws being passed to regulate that. You will need to, in the future, be able to show documentation before you advertise, and certainly before you write a commitment by form of contract to buy a property, that you physically have the funds to be able to purchase that property and every property that you have under contract. Meaning, if all of those properties that a wholesaler or a person put under contract were to go to settlement in one day, they would have to have enough funds to buy all of that real estate that same day. So if you have 15 properties under contract at an average price of $100,000, you need to have $1.5 million in the bank at that time. And you have to be able to show documentation, real documentation, or, it's going to be absolutely Brandon. Cash is king. Brandon's run a heck of a business. He has real cash. When people call him about selling a property, he has the ability to pay cash. So banks, do not, have and I have banking relationships. But normally what we do is we buy the house cash and then we refinance and use a line of credit to get our money back out. But I can tell you in this, which is an exaggerated set of circumstances. I mean, let's face it, like nothing like this has happened in 100 years. Not this drastic, not a medical crisis like this. And it shut down cash buyers that didn't really have cash. The other thing that's happening is we've seen people, a lot of deals falling out because of inspections, but really what's happening, I believe, is a lot of people are getting cold feet about buying the home, and they're using the inspection contingency. We had two of them. We had two properties that were under contract to buyers that were getting mortgages. They were still employed. Everything had really stayed the same for them. And we got to the home inspection period, and they released. They backed out of the contract, and the home inspection was relatively clean. And in the state of Pennsylvania, you can back out for literally anything. You have to share a copy of the report with someone, but if there's anything on that home inspection that you don't like or you're uncomfortable with, you can back out. So just know that as is super important. When you get an offer, if they see, Brandon saw it as well, someone backs out because of an inspection because they can. There doesn't actually have to be anything wrong with the house. It is another contingency that allows the buyer basically carte blanche to be able to change their mind, back out. Maybe they want they saw another property that came on the market that they like better now. they can release your contract, and then you're stuck. You're back to square one. So definitely, as a seller, you want to be aware of, if you're selling to a cash buyer, know what real cash is. Ask for proof of funds. I've talked about this before, but anybody that was under contract or was selling to a non-cash buyer has likely felt the consequences of that. And I'm sure there's lots and lots and lots of deals that are falling apart because people don't have cash, and also because they're not part of an as-is transaction. Right now, inspections are being used for people to be able to, change their mind and opt out of a contract. So just know those things. When you're selling a property, cash is king, and as is not only gives you the security of knowing that inspection items will not potentially blow your deal. Inspection items will not jeopardize you getting to settlement. But also, it's one less contingency that people have as part of the agreement that gives them the opportunity to simply change their mind, regardless of whether or not there's any repairs that are needed. Everybody take care, stay safe. I have 20 videos to shoot today. I'm nervous. I cut my hair at home. I hope I did a good job. I can't get to the barbershop like I normally do to get straight razored and all that stuff. Shout out Brandon Beatty. Shout out Brickyard Tavern, S3 Performance, Heritage Hills Gym, Skyline Gymnastics, all these places that we normally do business with that are locally owned and operated. Heritage Hills, all these places that are feeling the pinch. I'm thinking about all you guys and hope that everybody is able to get through this, and everybody have a good day and a good weekend. I'll see you later.